In ancient Rome, if you were upper class, you would be married off quite early in your life and be expected to start pumping out children. If you cared about your wife, that wasn't important. If you two got along, it wasn't important. Pompey the Great married Julius Caesar's daughter in a political alliance. And he was often joked about because he was seen in public riding around with Julius Caesar's daughter, hanging out, and they seemed to actually enjoy their time together, which was rare for that era. What mattered to these guys is that the two were a good match in terms of family names, and then they got on with having children. This was your duty as a civis Romanus, Roman citizen. You needed to make children to keep the republic alive long after you were gone. Population decline is one of the leading factors that's going to transform our world in the next few centuries. There's over 20 countries that by 2100 are predicted to have less than 50% of their current population. People are refusing to have children. The problem is that civilization is a giant Ponzi scheme where the older generation is paid for by the newer generation. If you don't have this young generation to take their place, then in the end, we as a civilization are cooked. Why is this happening? Don't we want to survive? There's multiple factors involved in this whole situation. There's feminism telling women that having children is below them and what they would really like is a fulfilling career. There's a constant craving for more sexual experiences by both genders. We also have fertility rates that have been steadily declining since the 70s. And we have a failing economic system that makes it so people can't even afford to have kids. We've also been conditioned to feel like love is supposed to feel like a Disney movie, that there's a soulmate for each of us. And then when our relationships inevitably start getting tough, we feel the grass is greener somewhere else and leave to find the person who will make us feel like we're in a Disney movie. But what if that feeling's very rare? What if that strong connection isn't as important as shared values? A lot of the strongest connections I've felt in my life personally have been because I had compatible traumas with someone. It wasn't because we'd have a healthy, loving relationship. By this constant hopping from one partner to the next, always looking for that perfect match, we toss aside so many opportunities. I think that it's happened long enough that we as a society need to decide if the person we're with has similar values to us, and if we're okay financially, maybe it's time. If Stoicism says that dying is one of our assignments in life, so is reproducing. Anyone that tells you otherwise either hasn't thought this thing through, or they're listening to the news that says overpopulation is going to get us. But remember how we feel about the news.